Have you ever wondered what would happen if the strongest anime characters formed a crew of their own? Could anyone possibly stand against a team that overpowered? Or would they just shatter the entire concept of power scaling? Well, before we start, here's one simple rule. We can only take one character per universe. That means if we take Luffy as a strategist for our crew, we can't take anyone else from the One Piece verse. Now, first things first, we need a captain for this crew. There are tons of options. Goku, Saitama, Jinwoo, Rimuru, the list goes on. But here's the thing. I want a captain who feels like a captain. Because let's be real, the captain is the heart of the crew. They lead from the front, set the tone, and give purpose to the entire journey. When things fall apart, when even the strongest begin to doubt, it's the captain's willpower that holds everything together. And if we're going by that logic, there's only one man who truly fits the bill. Monkey D. Luffy. Luffy isn't the smartest, and sure, he might not be as outright powerful as someone like Goku, but people would die for him. Why? Because he never gives up on anyone. He's fearless, selfless, and has that unshakable spirit that makes people want to follow him, even if they don't always understand him. He trusts his crew completely, never doubts their strength, and that faith, it makes them even stronger. And don't sleep on Luffy's power either. With advanced Haki and Gear 5, he's an absolute monster in battle. So yeah, for the captain of this crew, I'm going with Luffy. Next, we need a right-hand man for our captain. For this role, I'm going straight with none other than Goku. You see, a right-hand man needs to be someone the captain can trust with everything. Someone with unmatched strength, unwavering loyalty, and an indomitable spirit. And honestly, who fits that better than Goku? He's one of the most powerful anime characters of all time, constantly evolving and pushing past his limits. As a Saiyan, his strength grows after every battle, from Super Saiyan to Super Saiyan God, and now Ultra Instinct. Each transformation boosts his speed, power, and perception to insane levels. Plus, let's be real, personality-wise, he's not too far from Luffy. A little goofy, a bit reckless, but always pure-hearted. They'd balance each other perfectly. Two fearless idiots with insane power and even stronger loyalty. So for the right-hand man, I'm going with Goku. Next, we need a left-hand man. For this role, I need someone who can rival Goku, someone who pushes him even further, and obviously should be the strongest himself. So why not go with the guy who's always part of the Goku versus debates? Saitama. You see, he brings an absolutely terrifying level of power, but with zero ego. That is what makes him the perfect balance for a high-stakes crew like ours. Where Goku charges ahead with raw intensity and reckless energy, the left-hand man should be the calm, unshakable presence, and that's exactly what Saitama brings to the table. His strength is flat-out absurd. One punch is all it takes for him to wipe out world-ending threats, completely breaking every power scale we've ever known. And beyond that, he's the perfect rival for Goku, which can push both of them to new heights. It's kinda like Zoro and Sanji in One Piece. Constant bickering, mutual respect, and an unspoken challenge to always do better. So for the left-hand man, I'm choosing Saitama. But before we move ahead, if you want to be part of this strongest crew, all you need to do is hit that subscribe button. That one click makes you a member of this legendary crew and guarantees you top-tier anime content every time. So go on, click it. Now it's time to choose a cook for our crew. For this, I have one particular character in mind, Charmy from the Black Cloververse. You see, she is the perfect choice for the cook position, not just because of her obsession with food, but because her cooking literally powers up the entire crew. As a hybrid dwarf human, Charmy possesses unique magic that turns food into fuel, both spiritually and physically. Her food magic allows her to summon a massive kitchen and sheep chefs who cook meals that instantly restore mana and stamina. After a tough fight, one meal from her can get warriors back to full strength like they never fought at all. And let's not forget, Charmy isn't just about the food. She's seriously strong too. Remember when she took on Captain Rill in his elf form all by herself? Yeah, she's more than just comic relief. So for the cook of this crew, I'm going with Charmy. Next, it's time we choose a rookie. Now who should we pick for this role? The candidates on the table are Tanjiro, Mob, Deku, Gon, and Denji. And honestly, the best choice for this category is Mob. At first glance, his quiet, innocent nature might make him seem like the weakest member of the crew, but once his emotions hit 100%, Mob becomes an unstoppable force of nature, capable of leveling cities, bending matter, and exercising the most powerful spirits in the blink of an eye. As a rookie, he perfectly embodies the theme of growth and hidden potential, someone who's still learning, still evolving, but already holds god-level power inside him. So yeah, not much more to say here. For the rookie, I'm choosing Mob. What about the assassin next? Well, for this, I have one perfect candidate, Killua from Hunter x Hunter. You see, the reason he is the perfect candidate here is because he was literally born and raised for it. As a member of the infamous Zoldyck family, the deadliest lineage of assassins in the world, Killua has mastered silent movement, infiltration, and killing techniques since childhood. He can kill without leaving a trace, endure extreme torture, and disable enemies before they even know he's there. His agility and speed are unmatched, allowing him to dodge bullets, vanish in the blink of an eye, and strike with surgical precision. But what makes Killua truly lethal is his Nen ability, Godspeed. With this, he combines lightning-fast reflexes and supercharged movements, turning him into a blur that even experienced fighters struggle to keep up with. As an assassin, he doesn't just rely on brute strength. He analyzes, adapts, and finishes jobs cleanly. So for this role, I'm going with Killua. Next, we need a strategist for our crew. Now for this role, we could go with characters like Johann Liebert, like Yagami, and others. But here's the thing, they're brilliant minds, no doubt about it. But at the end of the day, they're still just ordinary humans. And in a crew stacked with the absolute strongest, I don't think they'd hold up well. So for this role, we need someone who's both intelligent and powerful. And the one who perfectly fits this criteria is none other than Sosuke Aizen. Aizen isn't just smart, he's a manipulative genius, playing 100 steps ahead of everyone else. He doesn't rely on brute strength alone. He wins by bending entire wars to his will through master-level planning, psychological manipulation, and cold, calculated deception. He pulled off one of the greatest betrayals in Bleach history, hiding his true intentions for years while orchestrating every move, from faking his own death to recruiting the Espada, all as part of his long game to transcend the limits of any Shinigami. And then there's his Zanpakuto, Kyoka Suigetsu, a weapon that lets him control all 5 senses, turning reality into a lie for his enemies. The craziest part? Aizen did all of this without even revealing his Bankai. So yeah, when it comes to the strategist of this crew, there's no one better than Aizen. Next, we need a scientist for our crew. Now, since this position plays more of a background role, unlike the strategist we just discussed, I think we can make an exception here and choose a regular human. And for that, I'm going with none other than Senku. What makes him the perfect fit is that he brings something no magic, superpower, or brute strength can match. Pure genius-level intellect, powered by the limitless potential of science. In a world where humanity was turned to stone and technology wiped out, Senku rebuilt civilization from scratch, using nothing but knowledge, determination, and a whole lot of chemistry. From fire and soap to electricity, antibiotics, and even a working cell phone, Senku proved that with enough brain power, anything is possible. He's basically a walking encyclopedia who can turn dirt into dynamite and seashells into satellites. But what truly makes him valuable to the crew is that he doesn't just invent things, he solves problems. Whether it's healing a teammate, building new tech, or creating battlefield tools on the fly, Senku always has a solution. He's not just smart, he's fast, innovative, and unshakably logical under pressure. So for this role, we're going with Senku. Next, let's choose a healer for our crew. Now for this role, the candidates include Orihime Inoue, but since we've already picked Aizen from the Bleach verse, we'll skip her. Dende from Dragon Ball? Can't pick him either. Goku's already on the crew. Wendy from Fairy Tail is a solid choice, but the one I'm going with is Elizabeth Leonis from Seven Deadly Sins. Elizabeth brings way more to the table than just basic healing. She offers divine-level support that can completely shift the tide of battle. As the reincarnation of the goddess Elizabeth, her magic is on another level. With abilities like Arc and advanced healing spells, she can instantly restore life-threatening wounds, purify corrupted souls, and in some cases even reverse death itself. In large-scale battles, she can heal multiple allies at once while shielding them with powerful light-based magic. And more than just her allies, Elizabeth gives the crew emotional strength. With her around, everyone fights harder, knowing no matter how bad things get, she'll always be there to bring them back. So for our crew's healer, I'm choosing Elizabeth. Next, time to choose the swordsman for our crew. Looking at the universes we haven't tapped into yet, there's one character who fits this role perfectly. Guts from Berserk. Armed with the colossal Dragon Slayer, a sword so massive most men couldn't even lift it, Guts doesn't just fight enemies, he annihilates them. His combat style is raw, brutal, and forged through years of endless war, betrayal, and survival against the kinds of horrors that would break ordinary warriors. He's taken down demons, apostles, and nightmarish creatures that push the boundaries of reality. Even when he's outnumbered, bleeding fighting, or hanging by a thread, Guts keeps swinging, driven by a rage and resolve that refuses to break. But don't mistake him for just a raging beast. Guts is also a master swordsman. His technique is sharp, his reflexes razor fast, and his adaptability on the battlefield is terrifying. When he swings the Dragon Slayer, it's not just a warning, it's the final blow. With Guts on the front lines, this crew has a one-man army no enemy can survive. So for this role, I'm going with Guts. Next, let's make our crew a bit more powerful with a summoner. For this role, I'm directly choosing Sung Jin Woo from Solo Leveling. Why, you ask? Because his strength isn't just in summoning, it's in commanding an ever-growing shadow army that evolves with every battle. As the Shadow Monarch, Jin Woo can resurrect fallen enemies as loyal shadow soldiers, turning defeat into domination. From elite generals like Beru and Igris to dragons and high-ranking hunters, his army isn't just massive, it's smart, specialized, and fiercely loyal. And let's not forget, Jin Woo himself is a powerhouse. He's gone toe-to-toe with gods and monarchs, proving he's more than just a summoner. But his real strength lies in scale and control. He can instantly summon his forces from anywhere, overwhelm the battlefield, and adapt strategies on the fly with pinpoint precision. The best part? With his ability to turn fallen allies into shadows, the crew never really loses its strongest fighters. They just switch sides and keep fighting. As a summoner, Jin Woo redefines the role. He doesn't call for backup, he is the backup. So here, I'll pick Jin Woo. Next, it's time to pick two Defense Force members. For this role, I'm choosing none other than Gojo and Naruto. Let's start with Gojo first. He's arguably the most broken defense-type character out there. Thanks to his limitless curse technique and the power of the Six Eyes, his ability, Infinity, creates a barrier where attacks can't even reach him. They slow down infinitely, making physical contact practically impossible. Whether he's using curse technique Reversal Red, Lapse Blue, or the devastating Hollow Purple, Gojo can defend with surgical precision and deal massive damage at the same time. His domain expansion gives him total control over space and perception, turning defense into a deadly advantage. On the other hand, Naruto brings heart, endurance, and wide-scale protection to the team. With the power of Kurama, Sage of Six Paths abilities, and mastery over shadow clones, Naruto has the stamina and speed to protect multiple allies at once. He can cover large areas and use powerful defensive moves like multi-layered Rasengan or Tail Beast Chakra Cloaks to shield his team. Together, Gojo and Naruto represent absolute defense in every sense. Gojo handles the precision-based tactical defenses, untouchable in close combat, and overwhelming in spatial control. Naruto handles the large-scale, heart-driven protection, covering allies physically and energetically. One is untouchable, the other is unbreakable. So for our defense force, I'm going with Gojo and Naruto. With a defense force in place, we need an offensive force as well. For this role, I'm choosing none other than Rimuru Tempest and Anos Voldigode. Let's start with Rimuru first. Honestly, his feats are nothing short of absurd. After absorbing Veldora and acquiring multiple ultimate skills, he ascended to his true dragon form. A being so powerful, he's considered the most dominant force in his universe and easily a contender among the strongest in all of fiction. His power is multiversal and conceptual in nature. Rimuru wields chaotic primordial energy, the kind that existed before creation itself. With it, he can create or erase tens of thousands of universes like it's nothing. His energy is limitless, his evolution endless, and his ability to analyze, adapt, and counter any threat makes him nearly impossible to outplay. Then there's Anos Voldigode, the embodiment of destruction. As the true demon king of tyranny, his very existence shatters logic. Anos can obliterate enemies with just a heartbeat, rewrite reality using Venus de Noah, and casually nullify magic by declaring it invalid. He doesn't study your powers, he simply overwrites them with his own. He once erased a god-level being with a glance and survived attacks meant to erase entire worlds without flinching. Together, Rimuru and Anos form an offensive duo that's unstoppable and uncounterable. Gods, armies, or cosmic threats, it doesn't matter. These two are always the first to strike and the last ones left standing. So for our offensive force, I'm going with Rimuru and Anos. And finally, it's time to pick the wild card for our crew. So for the wild card, I'm choosing someone who can complement any member of this crew, no matter the situation. And with that in mind, my choice is none other than Freyren. Now before you raise an eyebrow and ask, why Freyren? Just hear me out. As an elven mage who has lived for over 1,000 years, Freyren carries an unfathomable depth of magical knowledge, emotional wisdom, and battle experience. She's seen empires fall, fought side by side with legends, and collected thousands of spells, some powerful, some absurd, and some so obscure that no enemy could ever predict them. That's exactly what makes her the ultimate wildcard. Even her own allies can't always anticipate what she'll pull off next. While powerhouses like Goku and Luffy charge headfirst into battle, Freyren might disappear on a decades-long journey just to learn a spell that seems useless, until it becomes the key to defeating a multiversal threat 50 years down the line. She plays the long game, a master of patience, precision, and preparation. Her aura is the ultimate deception. In a crew of beings whose power shakes the very air, Freyren's is intentionally suppressed to nothingness, a tactic honed over 1,000 years of hunting demons. She is the hidden danger, an unseen threat of immense magnitude. Her true strength lies not in a single overwhelming attack, but in her encyclopedic arsenal of hyper-specific spells collected over centuries, allowing her to produce the perfect, bizarre solution to any conceptual problem that brute force cannot solve. While Saitama can punch any enemy, Freyren is the one who could analyze and dismantle the magic of an immortal foe, deconstructs the fabric of your immortality, or disables your magic by understanding its origin. She is not a weapon of mass destruction, she is the crew's master key, an intellectual and temporal anomaly whose quiet, unpredictable wisdom is more potent than any explosion. So yeah, for the wild card, I'm going with Freyren. Click on this video next, where we made What If the New Anime Generation Fought the Old Generation Legends. Go on, check it out.